you guys, Lady ReShell here, cancer advocate, survivor, and founder of Warriors Talk, where we move away from awareness towards action. This is 31 Days, 31 Facts in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this is day 25, and we're going to talk about coping with the fear of recurrence. You guys, I want to recognize my sponsor, who is Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson. And we're from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
Again, this is 31 Facts in 31 Days in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And tonight we're talking about coping with fear of recurrence. So what does that mean? Well, after the treatment has ended, the most common thing that survivors think about is this cancer going to come back? And if it does come back, what are you going to do about it? So let's talk about some things that you can do that's within your control when it comes to a cancer reoccurrence or worrying about the cancer reoccurring. Know that having the fear of recurrence is very normal, right? It's normal because of what you just went through. You went through this horrific ordeal with cancer. Some of us went through chemo, radiation, surgery. Some went through a double mastectomy, lumpectomy, had to do reconstructive surgery. It's so many things that go along with cancer treatment. And then now that you're done with cancer treatment, you feel like, oh my God, I'm out here by myself. The doctors are not watching me, So you may be thinking like, maybe I'm doing something wrong and this cancer is going to come back. So know that it is very normal for you to have anxiety, for you to have fear when it comes to thinking about if this cancer is going to come back. But it's important to remind yourself that the fear and anxiety is normal. It's a normal part of your survivorship when it comes to cancer. It's normal to think that, oh my God, the cancer is going to come back. Why? Because we have seen examples of individuals who have had cancer treatment and maybe was cancer free for like 5 years, maybe even 10 years. And sometimes the cancer do come back. And the doctors, they never say that you are cancer free. They always say that you have no evidence of a disease. So NED, no evidence of disease. Or they'll say you're in remission, because they cannot guarantee you that some of those cancer cells did not run off somewhere while they was doing treatment or before they started treatment. They can't tell you that. So they're going to say that you have no evidence of disease, or they're going to say you're in remission. So how do you cope with thinking about a cancer recurrence? How do you calm your fears? How do you calm that anxiety and live a normal life? Live dealing with your new normal. What can you do to cope when it comes to a recurrence? So let's talk about how you can cope with fear of a recurrence. Number one, recognize your emotions. Don't pretend like they don't exist. Oh, just think positive and, everything will be all right. Sometimes you can be positive and things are not going to be all right. So sometimes people hide their negative feelings because they don't want people to think they're weak. They don't want people to think that they're vulnerable. So they'll hide their fears, they'll hide the anxiety, but know that this is a normal part of your cancer survivorship, right? It's normal to recognize those emotions, feel them, let them do what they're supposed to do so that you can address them and you can take action with them. But if you're hiding what you're going through, if you're suppressing what you're going through, what you're feeling, then it's not going to do you any good. You just went through all of this treatment so that you can suppress your feelings. No, don't do that. It could cause you to also be sick as well if you're trying to suppress those feelings when you can get it out. So the second way that you can cope with the fear of recurrence is do not ignore the fears. Don't 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 tell yourself, girl, don't worry, and don't criticize yourself because you are worrying, right? Don't do that. Make sense of what you're feeling. Excuse me. Make sense of what you're feeling. Accept what you're feeling. Experience what you're feeling. Don't focus on the fear altogether, but focus on ways to manage that fear, ways to manage that anxiety. So, for instance, when cancer survivors have to go back for a follow-up appointment, a lot of us have what they call scanxiety, right? Scanxiety, meaning you have to go get scans, and when you have to go get scans, you have this anxiety going to get these scans. You could be really just nervous. It can make you literally sick to where you feel like you want to throw up. Like, people go through this. So don't ignore it, address it. Tell your doctor, talk to somebody else about it. Don't just try to hide it, ignore it, thinking that it's going to go away, because it's not until you address it and get to the root cause of the problem. Another way that you can address the fear of recurrence is join a support group. Support people that may be going through the same thing that you're going through. They may be a little farther along than you, so they can tell you, oh yeah, I felt that when I just got out of treatment. This fear of a recurrence it normally is really heavily present when you like a year out of treatment, because you just finished treatment and you just like, oh, okay, what if this thing come back, and so you really gonna feel it really heavy that very first year. But get into a support group, and the support groups are there because they offer you a chance to tell what you're feeling with around people who understand, because those people have already been through it, right? So they can tell you, they can comfort you, they can reassure you that this is normal. This is a normal part of survivorship. So the group experience, it'll make you feel like you belong, because you may feel lonely because none of your family members, none of your friends, because they haven't been through cancer, so they don't know, they can't identify with it, so you feel alone. But you go and be a part of a support group, and you are around some people where you can feel like you belong because they have been through it, they can identify with you. Number 4, make healthier lifestyle choices, right? The more things that you can control, the better you can calm those fears and anxiety. So healthy habits, that's healthy eating habits, that's exercising, getting enough sleep, and I'm so guilty at not getting enough sleep. It helps you feel better physically and emotionally. So those are some things that you can do to control your anxiety and fears. You say, you know what? I'm eating healthy to reduce my chances of this cancer coming back. I'm hitting the gym 5 days a week for 30 minutes a day to help reduce this cancer coming back. I'm not stressing. I'm getting enough sleep so that my body has a chance to repair itself while I'm sleeping. These are things that you can do. And the fifth thing that you can do when it comes to a fear of recurrence is reduce that stress. Oh my goodness. Find ways that you can manage to lower your stress, reduce that stress, to focus on like some hobbies or something that you like to do, something that's relaxing, that takes your mind off stuff, whether it be, binging on like the show Martin or something, or find a show that you like that makes you laugh, that takes your mind off of that stress, that takes your mind off of that anxiety. Go spend some time around people that you love, your family that you love, that support you, that care about you. You can do that. Those are things that you can do to calm your fears, take your mind off of this reoccurrence, and help you be healthy. Because if you're constantly stressed, it can wreak havoc on your body. And we know that stress is a silent killer. And your body has already been through this major stressor, and the last thing you want to do is to trigger it to be in a, for your body and your cells to be in an unhealthy environment. The number 16 that you can do when it comes to a fear recurrence is you can be well informed. It's so important for you to know everything there is about your cancer, everything there is about your treatment, what type of side effects that you're going to walk away with from the treatment. And so you want to know what's the pattern of recurrence for the type of cancer that I had. For this type of cancer, ask your doctor, what are the chances of this cancer coming back? And they're not really going to be able to tell you, they're not going to be able to tell you in the future if the cancer will come back or not. But you can ask, like, what is the likelihood? What does the statistics say? And this way, when you get all that information, you know what to expect, so it can help you to stop worrying about every ache and every pain, thinking that the cancer has returned. Because that right there in itself can be, oh my goodness, you're going to paralyze yourself. And you don't want to do that. You want to be able to live and live your life to the fullest. So my last one here is stick with your follow-up care plan. When it comes to coping with a recurrence, you have to make sure that one of your main goals in life is that you are going to the doctor on a regular basis, right? Because they're looking for a cancer recurrence every time you come. That's what they're looking for. And it could return in weeks, it could return in months, or it could return years down the line, right? So they are going to, when you come, they're going to ask you a series of questions. They may run a blood test if you're going for your annual, or if you told them that you had some type of, symptoms or whatever. They are going to be looking for a recurrence every time you come to the doctor. That's going to be one of their main concerns. They're hoping that you don't have one. They're hoping that you're healthy, so that, you can see them a year from now. It's important that you are getting all the information that you can, so that you can stick with that follow-up plan. There are organizations out here that have a survivorship care plan after you're done with treatment, right? Once you're done with treatment, what do? Well, the doctors don't really tell you, because they're informed to treat the problem, right? To treat the cancer. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to treat it, but they're not going to give you any information on how to stop that cancer from coming back, because they don't know. They're not going to give you any information on what to do from there. So it's up to you to seek out survivorship care plans to find out what it is that you do next now that you're done with your cancer treatment. What steps do you take to stay healthy? What steps do you take to continue to decrease your chances of cancer? What do you do? Sometimes you're just pushed out there after treatment, and you don't have these doctor's appointment that you normally go to every 2 weeks or every 3 months. Now you're out there to where you have to go every year. And that can be a stressor in itself, because you feel like nobody is monitoring your health. So get with a survivorship care plan, or a survivorship group, so that you can know exactly what to expect while you are done with treatment and you are getting used to your new normal. It's important that you embrace your new normal. It's important that you recognize your new normal. It's important that you accept your new normal, because the old you before you went through cancer is no longer there. So don't stress yourself trying to recreate yourself to look like that person, to feel like that person. That person left when those cancer cells left with the chemo, them toxins in your body. That old person left with it. So don't try to hold on to it, but embrace the new you, love on the new you, and figure out ways that you can care for yourself on a daily basis and not have in the back of your mind every single day thinking that this cancer has returned, right? Don't do that to yourself. You're going to drive yourself crazy. Focus on life. If you have kids, focus on your kids, focus on yourself. Take a class, go back to school, take up a hobby, start an organization. There's so many things that you can do. Mentor somebody else who just started their cancer journey. Volunteer for the American Cancer Society. There's so many things that you can do. Volunteer for clinical trials. There's so many things that you can do. Advocate. Don't allow, the cancer diagnosis to ruin your life and to control your life. These are some things that you can do once you're done with treatment to cope with the fears of a recurrence. All right, you guys, I hope that you are enjoying the 31 days, 31 facts in recognition of breast cancer awareness month. Again, this is day 25. I'm excited. We are going to be on day 26 tomorrow, coming so close to the 31 days. And I hope that you go back and you be kind and you rewind so that you can not only be aware, but that you can take action with the information that you have been given. So when this month is over, you can walk away feeling empowered. You can walk away feeling educated, and you can walk away feeling like I'm ready to take action. So I want to recognize one of my sponsors, who is Paula Kelly with Allstate. She's located at 327 East Glenwood Lansing Road in Glenwood, Illinois. And she can be reached at 708-758-3300. She's also a breast cancer survivor. She's been sponsoring the show. Oh God, we're 7 years old. So she's been sponsoring probably maybe 6 of those years. So I'm so excited for her and her business. She has a business of integrity. So if you're looking for an agency with integrity, she is your person. But make sure you tell her that Warriors Talk sent you. That's the important part. And then we have Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay, and she is your independent beauty consultant, catering to your beauty needs from head to toe. Contact her at 773-749-6880 for all of your beauty needs, or you can go to marykay.com/GDT. marykay.com/GDOTSON. Like, I don't know how to spell my own last name either. So yeah, and let her know also that Warriors Talk sent you. Christmas is coming up, so you may want to get some gifts for that special person and the people in your life that you love. And so Mary Kay is also a product of integrity, and it speaks for itself. So hey, I use it every day. So contact Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay and let her know that Warriors Talk sent you. And then my last announcement that I'm going to make is Take Charge of Cancer is an award-winning book. I took first place in the APS Book Awards, and I'm so excited, you guys. This book is for anybody who is newly diagnosed with cancer, and they need some quick tips on what to do when they're getting ready to enter this journey. And so it's going to give you 10 tips on how to take charge of cancer. The book is only $10. You can go to Amazon and grab the book, and then if you get the book and you read it, leave me a review to let me know if you enjoyed the book. The reviews are important, so when other people go to purchase a book, they can see it and know what they're getting into. So I'm so excited about Take Charge of Cancer, Empowering the Warrior Within. Again, you can get it on Amazon. All right, you guys, so I am going to see you tomorrow night for day number 26. This is survivor, cancer advocate, and founder of Warriors Talk, Lady ReShell. And remember, cancer is not a death sentence, but it is an awakening to live your best life. So know that Warriors Talk is changing lives one warrior at a time. I will see you tomorrow.